Hey guys.
I'm Bob.
I'm Barb. Together we make up
HetteshWorld. This camper came with 5 slides. The 5th slide, which we're going to call this one here living room slide, did not have one because they thought that it would impede with the actual awnings as it comes out, because you can see the distance up there. But I've done some research and I found out that this slide topper will work with the awnings, and I've done some measurements from the other side and this will work.
such a beautiful day here in Spearfish, South Dakota. I feel like we could do all kinds of things today, but I think somebody's doing something that you're going to want to know about. Let's check it out. Bob, what are you doing?
We are going to add a slide topper to this slide. It did not get one from the factory due to they think that this is going to impede on our slide. So we're going to prove them wrong today.
We got the kit off of Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon. It was $309. And I think since we bought this, they've went up to close to $400. If you look at the factory bracket up there, that's what they sent us. When you buy these are Lippert systems. Normally it'll have like a double bracket, then it'll have a bracket you have to actually mount on the slide, and this will slide into it. But as you can see, these are, I call these the factory brackets because there's no adjustment. You put them up there and you screw them in place, just like that one up there. So what comes with this kit is our actual topper for the slide out.
How long is that, Bob?
Well, this one 90 inches. All of our slides, all 5 of our slides are 90 inch. Now the slides are all different according to the width of the slides. Ours just happen to all be 90 inch. So it comes with that. It comes with the 2 mounting brackets. It comes with these bars which mount into here, and these slide onto here, just as you saw over there in that picture earlier. It comes with this bracket. Normally, and I'll point at it, normally the gutter, below the gutter is a bracket right there, that factory kit. But our bracket goes across there, and it's actually the awnings using it, our main awning. So we have to install this bracket here up there above our slide topper, so we have our pitch, so when water comes down it hits this and sheds off the topper. And we've been wanting to do this project since we bought the camper, but we were told from the dealer that this would not work, and that's why the factory did not install this 5th slide topper on the camper.
They're saying that when the awning comes out, it will hit the slide topper, so that's why they didn't put it on.
Yep. And
when you did your research and measuring, what did you find with the awning coming out?
Well, I found that when this awning's out, we got 5 inches above this bracket here on top of this slide topper. So we got more than enough for that to pass by and not give us problems.
I mean, Bob was explaining that when the awning first comes out, it
has a little dip in it in the actual cloth on the main awning,
because it's not all the way open yet,
until the weight of the awning comes out, and then it lifts that up. So even at that, I don't think it's ever going to touch. So on all these brackets, I installed some butyl tape on here. They say you can put silicone, but we use some butyl tape. Even these brackets that are mounted on the side of the slide topper, these got butyl tape on them, which is just a rubber. When I run a screw through here, this will seal up so we don't get no water intrusion on the slide. So let's get this project started. So first thing I want to do, since this has been exposed to the weather for the last year and a half, I'm going to clean this one up. So I'm just using some cleaner to get any kind of algae or anything that might be on it, because we won't be able to really access this too much once it's covered up. All right, you got Barb up here loafing on the job again, sunbathing. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use my One Control app, and I'm going to bring this awning out. I just want to show you how close this awning gets to this slide. So as you see it coming out here, and I'm going to get the tape measure, there's where it dips down a little bit. As we can see right here, the factory slides, they stick about 1.5 inches above the topper. As you can see, we've got at least 8 inches of clearance between actual main awning and where the slide topper will be. So we'll be fine on this job. I just wanted to show you that in case anybody wants to take on this project that has a Riverstone that they deleted this due to a clearance issue. The very first thing is we're going to install these brackets on here.
Barb's doing trick shooting.
So I'm gonna pre-drill these holes here. So we're gonna pre-drill these. After pre-drilling these holes, I'm gonna run these screws in just a little bit. Then Barb's gonna hand me another screw. Maybe.
Barb's doing trick shooting and handing down screws.
Trying to get these all started in those pilot holes I started. All these slides are 90-inch and they're all mounted in the same position. And I was going to try to lower this down to give me a little more height, but I got plenty of height between this awning and here. It's not going to have any problems getting by here. And this butyl tape is just going to seal these holes up so we don't have any problems down the road with any water intrusion. This butyl tape is actually oozing out of here. And what I'll do, once this settles a little bit, I'll come back with a razor knife and gently I'll remove that off of there. So that's not just Bob being Bob. All right, on the next part, I'm gonna measure this actual slide because I need to see how much I need to hang my bracket. My top bracket's gonna be longer than this slide is. So we're 83 inches. And I'm gonna measure the bracket and see how much distance I gotta hang off each side.
Okay, while Bob's collecting what he needs, I'm going to let you know that in Spearfish it's really beautiful here, but today is the nicest day we've had. It's about 60 something degrees. We've had rain and ice and snow, so I'm pretty sure we're bringing the cold everywhere we go this time on these trips. I'll show you a little bit of the campground here. It is a city campground in Spearfish. We're paying like $42 a night, which is pretty reasonable. But it's a really cool park. It's got waterfalls, it's got a stream. We'll do a detailed park tour on this. And Barb gets nervous coming up on the roof. She's fine when she's up here. But notice, at this park, we have an electric line that crosses right over our camper. And you know what? I didn't even think about that when I came up the ladder, because what impedes my way coming up is also the weather station. I mean, I would just like to come up and go, but I guess it's good because I come up and then I have to come up the side right there and climb up. So, I don't know. Feels kind of dangerous that it's so low. Maybe it's fine. I'm not going to touch it.
All right, I got your refreshment break.
Thank you.
Our distance of the slide is 83 inches. The distance of the bracket is 90. So we subtract that out. It gives us 7 inches. So it gives us 3.5 inches off each side. So I'm going to do 3.5 inches on this side. And that should give us 3.5 off that side. We're going to go 6 inches above our slide topper here. That's going to give us the pitch to roll water off the roof or off this topper. So I'm going to mark this with a marker and a couple spots. That way we can get this bracket in the right spot. This bracket here is going to accept our cloth for our topper once we get these screwed in. These are the screws they did not send me, so I'm hoping that the screws that I painted are going to be long enough to penetrate that fiberglass and hold this up in there. This bracket I got here did not come with the screws. They sent me all the other screws, so I used a little plate and poked some screws I had already with me and painted them black. Makes an easy way to hold it so you can spray them and get them nice and coated. Little trick. Y'all heard measure twice, cut once. So that's what I'm doing.
So Barb's not only doing trick shooting, she's also holding.
Go down a little bit. Right there. Up a little bit.
Here you go, Doctor. Drill.
Thank you. I'll give you that.
And a screw. It's not easy filming and being the assistant on the roof. That is for sure. With having the slide in, it's okay with Amelia because these are the two slides that she cannot get under, the two couches. So she's free to be out. She just can't get to the back right now. And she was hiding behind the theater seats, but she was brave and out and peeking. She does love her RV life pretty well. She likes watching all the birds and all the, you know, squirrels and all the fun stuff. She prefers to be in wooded areas over out in the open. So as we go more west and are more out in the open, we'll have to see how she does.
I'm just gently removing this excess out of here. A butyl tape, I think, does a much better job than like silicone, something like that. It's much more secure, less likely to get a leak with the butyl tape. I'm going to use the screwdriver and open that groove up a little bit so we can run that bead down through there because it's getting stuck.
Okay, Bob, let's test it and see. Is it going to clear? See, it dips down when it first comes out because it's like a little fat belly. And we have plenty of room up there. You see that? And you see how it's slanted? You can really see the slant from underneath with the shadow. 5 to the top of it. Bob? Good job. Now let's talk about it and get me off of some heights. So Bob, my first question for you is why did you even put it on to begin with?
Well, the main thing is I just wanted it for the protection. Keeps the UV rays. It keeps the leaves off that topper. Whenever we leave a campsite that's got a lot of leaves and pine needles, we have to always sweep them off. And usually I'll take the leaf blower up there and I'll blow under the toppers, even though they're supposed to prevent that. But some parks you get a lot of leaves, and sometimes you will get a little garbage.
You just want to make sure there's no little animals hiding underneath there either.
But the main thing is I wanted it for the protection for the UV and the rain, because that just assures that those gaskets are going to hold. And whenever we run that slide out at a campground, we always had to go up there. I always had to make sure that gasket was all the way out, because that's your first line of protection.
From keeping water and stuff from getting inside your RV.
Yeah, so now the first line of protection is our topper, so it'll shed that water off there and keep the sun off of it. Maybe run the camper, it might be a little cooler, I don't know. That's the reason why we did it. Factory don't install it. I'm sure it's a liability issue. We're that far away. It's, you saw when it comes out, it's got that little bit of a dip when it first, till it takes up the weight of the awning.
It's like a fat belly going to a skinny guy.
The two awnings never touch each other.
You had a little bit of trouble there for a while, Bob. Do you want to explain what was happening?
Well, it came from the factory where it rolled up all on the one side. And this is a little different because this is like a factory one installed. Like we said from the very beginning, it doesn't have those brackets. Everything else is pretty much the same. It's supposed to try to line itself in the slot. And it just didn't want to kick over. We had to manually unroll it and kind of kick it over a little bit to get it to line up on the on the roll-up bar, because that's where it's spring loaded. You want it to have all the wrinkles out of it as it goes in and out. So you got to get a line between the brackets and your bars that go back and forth. Connection to the topper at the very top. You want the line up in those pivots, and they give you screws the end of that black bracket to put a screw in there so that thing can't move, down the road. And then we put the two screws out front here, and we touched them up with some black paint because the screws they gave us were shiny metal screws. So we just wanted to make it not look so noticeable. Now
you have a look into Barb's prior life, because when we had our sticks and stones home, our log home, when we built it ourselves and did all this stuff, I was always the one on the edge doing whatever hanging needed to be done so that he could get things done. So that's a little bit about my life there.
She was my third and fourth arm.
Sometimes I'm the weight, sometimes I'm an extra arm. Who knows?
Building the home and stuff. She was always involved in holding something or helping me with something.
I've had a lot of things follow me that weighed a lot more than I do. Oh, one more question for you. Why is there no protective cover over this slide? Why did you not want to add one?
Well, this one didn't come with a protective cover. The Riverstone is, I don't know if you can see them, but they got the metal covers on the actual awnings. On the top, it's got a metal wrap. I was more worried about that getting impeding on our
because that is awning. Raised up, so that could be a bit of a difference, know, and the height and everything. I figured
95% of the time our awnings are out because we're full-time RVers, so the wrap really doesn't matter too much for that. It works out great for the main awnings, the first awning and the second awning. So when we're not using those, they're protected from the sun, UVs. But the slide toppers, if we're camping, them babies are out. So it doesn't give us any protection at all from that.
We prefer doing projects during the early part of the week before it gets crazy. Otherwise, you might have people wandering over trying to talk to you and help you and handle it. And it's better if you just do it when it's quiet.
This park's quiet right now, but we're about ready to hit Memorial Day.
It's about to be Memorial Day weekend.
So it's Tuesday before, so it's going to get crazy here. Every spot's going to be used up.
So we hope that you liked this video. We wanted to bring it with you and share another upgrade and improvement that we have done to our RV. So please subscribe. Please give it a thumbs up. Please smash up that notification bell.
Give us your comments. We love the comments. We love the comments so much that the more and more subscribers we pick up, we're getting more and more comments.
I know, it's fun.
And they're so neat. I mean, Barb answers most of them, but she's all the time talking to me about the, I'm not a big social media person.
Sometimes I might just make up the answer.
So she always comes to me if it's something technical or she thinks she needs help. Otherwise she answers them, but if she needs the help, she'll rattle it off to me. I know the gentlemen that subscribe to our channel, I know they know when they're talking to me. I know they know. So remember, we're HetteshWorld. Come travel in our incredible world.
Bye. I just want you to know that no cats were hurt in the filming of this video. Right, Amelia? She's not happy. She's not happy we moved her slide.